Another Democrat money laundering scheme just got exposed. And the Biden administration is trying to cover it up by using a typical tactic that Democrats do to make it appear that they're the ones who are going to fix the problem, even though the problem is their own. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. A massive meltdown took place when the FTX cryptocurrency exchange was revealed to be nothing more than a slush fund for Democrat candidates. Now, this is so bad that I fully expect the Democrats and the misinformation fake news media to start saying that if you call it a slush fund, then that must be that you're a MAGA Republican and a threat to democracy. Mark my words. They're going to start to, that's how bad this is. They're already trying to cover it up. So a guy named Sam Bankman-Fried, soy boy extraordinaire, he stepped down as FTX CEO on Friday after it was announced that his exchange had filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the face of a multi-billion-dollar liquidity crunch. Now, Fried was one of the top donors to the Democratic Party. This is just an unbelievable discovery, and because it's the Democrats, absolutely nothing will happen, okay? So, fact of the matter is that this guy had social media people who went out there to convince everyone that he was this really sweet guy and that he got into finance because he wanted to give to other people. So the scam was that he got into investing not to make a ton of money for himself. No. It was in an altruistic way to give it to other people. And give it to other people, he really did. Okay, so Samuel Bankman-Fried created a cryptocurrency exchange called FTX, which is now valued at $1, okay? At its peak, it was worth $8 billion back in January. So Bankman-Fried is now under investigation by both the Department of Justice, which means nothing's going to happen, and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which means nothing's going to happen. Okay, but trust me, folks, they're going to do everything they can to either put all the blame on them to remove the Democrats from this scam, or they'll cover it up. All right? They'll do it like they did in the Whitewater case, where they said it was just a bad land deal. So they'll say, it was just a cryptocurrency exchange that went bad. Bullstein. Before the midterms, Politico mentioned that Bankman-Fried was the Democrats' newest mega donor and potential savior of the party, second only to multi-billionaire piece of shit George Soros. So this little soy boy Bankman-Fried spent almost $40 million on Democrat candidates this year alone. Now, what he was doing with that money was he was buying off DC elites to ignore his Ponzi scheme through the cryptocurrency exchange that he started. What he was doing was he had his cryptocurrency exchange called FTX, so foreign aid went to Ukraine, and then Ukraine invested heavily in FTX, and then FTX donates back to the Democratic Party. So the party looks the other way on his Ponzi scheme, all right? They get Ukraine to invest in the crypto, and then the money goes right back to Democrats so that they can get elected. Now get this, the far-left Washington Post on March 3rd reported that Ukraine was dealing in crypto. Imagine that. The Ukrainian government has gathered more than $42 million in cryptocurrency donations since Saturday, plus digital artwork, including a limited edition worth roughly $200,000, according to blockchain analytics firm Elliptic. The challenge is how the country cashes in on these assets to fund its war needs. FTX's CEO, Sam Bankman-Fried, highlighted that the war in Ukraine has been dragging on. The country is in full need of humanitarian help and access to global financial infrastructure. Interesting. He also called attention to sanctions and crypto during his kind of situation. He indicated that crypto exchanges should enforce sanctions announced by the government seriously. FTX has stressed across all of its regulatory and policy efforts, active coordination and communication with regulators and policymakers is crucial to ensuring that laws and rules achieve their intended outcome, reads a letter by FTX. Now, Gateway Pundit reports the word is now out. The Democrats sent tens of billions of dollars to Ukraine and then laundered this money back to Democrat pockets and funds in the U.S. Now the company is bankrupt, and the funds are nowhere to be found. This information was shared on Twitter. We can confirm from our sources that this is accurate. Isn't that wonderful? I mean, unbelievable. So, according to Fortune magazine, the 30-year-old Bankman-Fried has been a major force in Democrat politics, ranking as the party's second biggest individual donor in the 2021-2022 election cycle, according to Open Secrets. He donated a total of $39.8 million. That ranks only behind George Soros, who's at like $128 million. But he's ahead of many other big names, including Michael Bloomberg at $28.3. So what's more is this guy promised to spend far more on Democrats moving forward. You know, he was predicting in May that he'd fund north of $100 million. All right. I mean, unbelievable. And he was saying that he had a soft ceiling of $1 billion for the 2024 elections. Unbelievable. This little criminal also donated $10 million to then candidate Joe Biden in 2020. Now, here's the donor list. Now, check it out. You got him down here. He gave a total of $39 million, with $37 million of that going to the Democrats. Again, there was $2 million for nonpartisan, bipartisan, which goes to the Democrats. Okay, he gave $201,000 to Republicans. That's so that nobody looks at him like, "Whoa, you didn't give to the other side." So look at the lopsidedness of that, right? I mean, think about this guy, what he's doing. All right, so after the cryptocurrency exchange FTX fell this week, up to $2 billion went missing. Really? You don't say. So on Friday, the business declared bankruptcy, and Sam Bankman-Fried's private aircraft was spotted flying to Argentina. You really can't make this stuff up, folks. According to Nobody's Special Finance on YouTube, quote, "The truth is, Sam Bankman-Fried is a liar and a crook. His personal crypto, FTX token, was basically a Ponzi scheme. He used his Ponzi token as collateral to borrow billions of real dollars that he couldn't pay back. He then used those real dollars to build an empire out of dying companies." Okay, so Fried then sold people cryptos like Bitcoin, or so they thought they were buying cryptos. What they were buying was really an IOU, which was worthless. In essence, Bankman-Fried used his corrupt earnings to finance the Democrat midterm races to head off a red wave. And now that the Democrats got caught, they're doing what they always do. So now we see Janet Yellen saying that the government now wants to regulate cryptocurrency. Oh, isn't that lovely? Okay, so now we have Yellen here saying that in order to protect people from this ever happening again, that we now have to regulate this. So you get the idea. Instead of telling you that this guy funded a lot of Democrat campaigns through the midterms, they're putting the focus of the story on the cryptocurrency scam artist Bankman-Fried and telling you that the story is simply that we have to rein in cryptocurrency and that they have to regulate it. It's just more Democrat bullshit. So what happened was this guy goes and he creates a cryptocurrency. He brings a lot of money in. He fakes it by selling phony crypto to a bunch of people, uses that money to leverage a bunch of loans that he knows he can't pay back. He gets Ukraine to invest in his cryptocurrency, and then the cryptocurrency then donates to the Democrats. That sounds like something that the Clintons would even be proud of. All right. So keep an eye on this story and see if you're ever going to hear the truth from the fake news media. You're not. You're going to hear all kinds of crap, but they're really getting ahead of it now. When you think about it, they're jumping ahead and trying to make it look like, oh, this was a problem and it never should have happened, and we're going to protect you because we're Democrats. No, what Janet Yellen is doing is like what the rest of them are doing, scrambling to get ahead of this, to make it look like, this is a problem, but it's not our problem. No, it's definitely the Democrats' problem. All right. So I just wanted to get that out there real quick on a Sunday. So thanks for being here. We'll see you in the next one.